Hello, and welcome to another video. We talk about finance here, how to get to financial independence as quickly as possible. That's what I do with clients. And we try to tackle trends and things like that in money. I do a lot of shorts about new business things that are happening out in the world, just so you're aware of what's going on. But these longer videos are kind of more about, the psychological parts of money. Sometimes we do a how-to, what's an HSA, what's it, those kind of things. But most of the time it's a lot of psychology because money is emotional. And so today we are going to be talking about emotions a lot because we are going to be talking about self-care and your finances. So we all love taking care of ourselves. I am all for preventative actions. Nothing I'm going to talk about is like saying don't eat healthy food for yourself or don't exercise, don't pay for a gym membership, okay? So I'm not going to be telling you not to do that stuff. I think preventative is very good for your checkbook because it's so much more expensive down the line if you don't prevent disease that is preventable. There's some diseases that aren't, of course, or don't, try to work on your posture or work on your muscles or whatever that is. Those preventative things are really important because it can be costly on the other side if you don't do that. However, there is a new trend of self-care that has gotten very expensive. And we're going to discuss that and we're going to see if it's draining your wallet. So I came up with this idea because I do tend to watch a lot of YouTube beauty channels, and there's a lady named Kelly Gooch who's on there who's very good. I enjoy her videos quite a bit, and she tackled this recently, and I will make sure I link that video in the description below. But she tackled this idea of self-care, and are we justifying things as self-care when really it's frivolous, or really it's not actually taking care of that thing that we're trying to fill in our lives. And I couldn't agree with her more, actually. I think she's completely right. And there are some things that are totally necessary. You do need that work-life balance. You do need to be able to go get a massage sometimes and things like that. And I've had clients who come to me and said, okay, we're going to work on my budget, but my will not negotiate, have to be my budgets are a massage every month. That's totally fine. We can make that work. I had one client who told me that they loved having cars and fancy cars, and that was their one non-negotiable. I call it non-negotiables in your budget, and that was their one. You get one or two. You don't get like 15 of them, right? They can't all be non-negotiables. I have others that say going out to eat to fancy restaurants once a week is a non-negotiable for them. Okay. So we've built that into your budget. But I'm talking about the excess and the excuse of going and just buying all these products to take care of self-care. And that seems to be a trend. And Kelly shows a lot of really good videos on that, where, influencers going and getting these huge bags full of, huge Target bags and Walmart bags filled with stuff for self-care, and you wonder, do you really need all that? And so we're going to go through what the allure is, why we all get kind of trapped into this. We're going to go through the psychological impacts, the financial impacts, and then we're going to go through some things you can do to still be taking care of yourself. Nobody wants you to be unhappy. That's not the whole idea of this. The whole idea is to live your best life now, but also prepare for the future, because if you're spending and living your great life now, and 5 years from now you're broke and can't live at all, you're barely making it, that's a problem. So we've got to look at how do we enjoy our life now, but also make it work so it's down the line we can continue to have a really good life, and to continue to save so that we can retire early, have financial independence, all those good things that most people are looking for. So if that sounds good to you, then stick around. That's what we're going to be talking about. So what is this allure of self-care? I think this was pretty self-explanatory, but I'll go into it a little bit. Self-care makes us feel good. It just does. Taking a nice bubble bath, or, going to get massages, or going for a spa day, or going out happy hour with the girls, or face masks and bubble baths and bath bombs and shower smelly things. You know, there's a new there's nothing better than getting like a new shower gel that just smells so good and it feels good on your skin and you feel soft. And I mean, like, I totally get it. I will tell you, I am not, I am very prone to this kind of stuff too. I love watching videos on makeup. I love watching skincare videos and, you know, that kind of stuff. I'm not as big on the massages. I'm not a huge massage spa person, but I do like those other things, which can almost be more dangerous because they're less expensive in theory, but then if you buy too much, it can be very expensive, which I have had those times for sure. And so, you know, the monthly delivery that, you know, I'm part of those box subscription things, you know, Ipsy and Allure and all those things that are so exciting because you get these products and you go, oh, this might be life-changing. Is it really though? Is it really life-changing? It probably isn't. Your face will probably look the same. You know, the makeup will probably perform the same as your other foundations that you have there. There might be some differences here and there, but you know, they talk about, you see some of these influencers being like, it's horrible, it broke up on my chin, it did, you know, I've never had that. Maybe I just have not, I don't know, maybe my skin just doesn't do that, but I don't have makeup break up on my skin like that. And if it does, it does. It's not that big of a deal. Like, it's makeup. You change it you take it off every day and you get to start again the next day. You can take it off midday and restart. I mean, like, it's not, I don't know. So we tend to make them very dramatic. Like, somebody's going to judge us if the makeup or the foundation broke down on your chin a little bit. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Unless you paid like $60 for that foundation, I would say that's a big deal because you spent a lot of money for that makeup not to perform the way you want it to, right? But we really, you know, have these ideas that this is going to be life-changing. And I'm going to give you something that I've learned, you know, I've been on this journey of like beauty and self-care and stuff for about a year now. And I will tell you, the one thing I've learned is that it's really not about a product. It's about a process. I also watch another YouTube channel called Dr. Lee with two dermatologists, and they talk about products, etc. So one of them has their own product line, I believe, but they talk about the process that you should be taking. You know, this is your base process. This is the extra process you could do to target certain things that, you know, you want on your face, like if you have extra lines or if you have acne, which I'm prone to, and things like that. That's, you know, that's what they talk about, but they talk about process, not necessarily like this is a life-changing product that everybody should use to get rid of those lines, because that's just not the case. A product is not going to be life-altering, and we kind of make it that way, like we haven't found what we wanted, so we're going to find the next best thing that's just going to change our lives, and it really doesn't, you know. And what it does is it adds up to a big financial impact. You know, we have people who go to the spa all the time and are spending tons of money on estheticians and brow threading and nails and all this stuff. I mean, this can add up. Even just makeup can add up. I've been part of Facebook groups and things, and the women are just lovely there, but they're spending a lot of money on, I would say, like, you know, eyeshadow or what are they called? Palettes, eyeshadow palettes, not tablets, eyeshadow palettes and things like that that look like everything else I have, you know, and everything else that they have. I would be shocked if they didn't have a palette that already looked like that. Do we really need another neutral palette with browns and grays and blacks? And, you know, like, do we really need another one of those? And we always think that we do for some reason, like this one's going to be the one. And it's no different than the other ones. It might have a different formulation. It might have a different, you know, we tend to like certain brands more than others, those kind of things. But it adds up. And I've seen people, they post how much they spend on these things. And it's like thousands of dollars a month we're spending on makeup, face care, body care, clothes. I would count that as self-care, right? Going clothes shopping, we think is retail therapy. We've always talked about that. You know, going to the spa, all this stuff. I would say even For me, sometimes buying books can be, self-care. Well, how many books can I actually read? I read a lot, but I can't read, 200 books a year. I mean, maybe there's somebody that can do that, but I don't have the time to read 200 books. I'm lucky if I read 30 books a year. This year's 50 is my goal, but we're on track, actually. I'm kind of surprised that I'm on track, but we are. And then there's the trap of online shopping, right? So, we look at something on Amazon, and with cookies and all that stuff, it just follows you around. Or you watch an ad for too long on Instagram, and that ad just follows you around, and then you start thinking, well, I should get it. Should I get it? Should I not get it? Then you watch YouTube, and everybody's talking about the same product and how amazing it is and life-changing and that kind of thing. And you think, should I get that? I mean, I have tons of blush, but maybe I should get another one, like things like that. And it really can turn into a lot of credit card debt. And if you are at that point that you are not paying off your credit card every single month and having some money left over to save, this is a problem. This can add up. People don't get credit card debt. Well, I can't say this for sure. Most people aren't getting credit card debt because of one bad thing that happened, like, health issue or something like that. It's typically these little purchases that just kind of keep adding up, and you keep buying more, and and your price points just keep going up and up. People used to buy drugstore, now they're buying high end, and people are saying, well, we're just buying less of it. No, we're not. We're still buying 5 different foundations. They're now just $50 a piece rather than 5, so that's a big difference. So, that goes into the psychological aspect of, we've talked about that a little bit more, but it makes us feel good to purchase this stuff. And, you can put self-care for anything. If you're a guy watching this and going, well, makeup, what does this have anything to do with me? It could be tools. It could be, it could be tools for a woman too, obviously, but it could be wine. It could be, books, like I said. It could be cars. It could be other things like that. If you constantly are trading in and out your car every year, what is happening? What are we trying to accomplish? Is it because it makes you feel good, or you think that you look better to other people? That's a whole other video that we can go into. Morgan Housel talks about that a lot in his books and his articles too. He's a financial journalist and writer, if you don't know who he is. But we start to justify things like, I deserve it. I work really hard. I make money, and I deserve to spend it how I want to. The work-life balance thing goes on a lot. It's work-life balance. If I don't do this, I can't balance my work because I'll just work too much. Or, you only live once. I hear this all the time, especially when I'm networking and stuff. Well, I'm a YOLO person. Well, you only live once doesn't mean you can't save for the future. I don't understand why that's an argument against me, but that's what they say a lot of times. It's very strange what people say to me when they hear that I do financial planning. And influence-driven spending. We watch a lot of videos. We're on TikTok, and we're on YouTube, and we're on Instagram, and we're on Facebook, and everybody is always showing their best life, right? Drinking Cristal and being on boats, and I call it the Bravo celebrity life. It's kind of what it is. Everybody's showing all this stuff, and you're like, oh, I wish I could be like that. And even when you're an adult, and I'm 42, and I really don't want to be on a boat all the time drinking Cristal. I kind of would be tired after a while. I get tired. But at the same time, you kind of think, well, what are they doing that I'm not doing? How can they afford that and I can't afford that? I'm going to give you a hint. They probably can't afford it. That's probably the truth. They probably are up to their eyeballs in debt. They are probably not saving anything. If they have a $400 car emergency, like they need to change their tires or something, they can't pay for it outright. They've got to put it on a credit card and deal with, the high interest rates and everything. So, we do these things, and we try to justify it and say, well, everybody is doing this. Everybody has that makeup, or everybody has this thing, and it just turns into a problem. So what can you do about it, right? What are some alternatives? If you're one of these people that are going and just buying a ton of stuff that you even forget that you have, Like that's when I started cutting it off. I was like, I don't even remember I bought this. This is not good. You know, like I can't keep buying things I don't even remember I have and not using, right? Because makeup goes bad, face care goes bad. You can't just keep it for like 20 years, you know? I guess you could, but that would probably not be safe. So, you know, Kelly made some recommendations on some different things in her video, and I agree. I think some of them are really good. So, you know, some things you could do, some do-it-yourself options. There are homemade facials that you can do that are very easy to put together. It's like 2 or 3 ingredients. And I've heard that they're actually better than some of the other ones because they're natural rather than all these chemicals and stuff that irritate your skin. You can do self massages. You can buy, I mean, I hate to say this, but you could buy a massaging chair. I have one. It makes me not have to go get massages. It helps my back tremendously. I get to use it every single day. I bought an infrared blanket so I don't have to go to the sauna all the time and spend, you know, $200 a month just to go use somebody else's sauna. I don't want to do that. You know, and free activities. So like, you know, nature walks and some journaling and meditation. You can get a meditation app for very low cost nowadays and use that to your heart's content. You can, you know, try to do budget friendly things. So, you know, maybe you have a rule that you don't buy anything unless it's on sale. My rule for the online shopping stuff is I will not buy anything off of a social media site. So if Instagram's kind of following me around and keeps showing me this ad and I keep going, I should buy it, I should get it, I should get it, I will send myself, I share the link with myself and send it via email. Well, I'm not on my email personally a lot. I have my work email, but I'm not sending it there. And so by the time I look at it again, it's like 3 or 4 days later and that urge of buying it is gone. Because for some reason when I do that, it seems to go away. Like it doesn't follow me around all over the place, which maybe it's an illusion. I don't know. But, you know, make couponing and budgeting and all that stuff kind of a game. You know, there's influencers out there who have no buy in July. You know, it rhymes, but no buy in July. Because they're buying too much stuff and we're not focusing on the stuff that we have now. So, you know, some good things are to set a budget. Set a budget of how much you're going to spend on self-care, whether that's $500 or $100 or $1,000, whatever fits within your budget so that you are paying your credit card off and you are saving some money for your future. Every single month. If you are not doing that, then that budget is too high and you need to reassess it. You need to look at priorities. What is really helping you? Is it really helping you or is it actually just more stuff? You know, we tend to be in a stuff world and then we go to the extreme and do, you know, tiny homes and stuff like that. So you have no stuff or minimalist living. There is a balance there and we've got to find that. So just think, is this just more stuff I need or have that I have to deal with? Or is this something that I actually need, that I'm actually going to enjoy? And if it is something that you're going to enjoy and it's really going to change your life and make your life better and make your life more enjoyable, then you have free reign to get it. And track your spending. Like I said, I say this all the time. Look at your credit card bill every single week and see what you're spending money on. If you start to see repeats and you start looking at things going, oh, I forgot I even bought that. That was only a week ago. So if you forgot you bought it, probably wasn't important enough and probably should not have been purchased, and don't purchase stuff like that again. So I hope this helps with getting a balance of your finances and self-care and realizing that that self-care is being utilized by these big companies to sell you stuff. So don't fall for that. Don't let them be, let you be a victim of their marketing. Just realize that some things are more enjoyable than others. And if, getting your monthly massage is what you need for self-care, then do it. But don't just kind of keep buying stuff to try to fill up whatever hole you're trying to find out. You've got to really look inside and go, what am I missing? And it's not stuff, I can tell you that. So how do you manage your self-care, and what is it costing you? That's the question to end on today. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you stuck around to the end, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And we will continue our discussions on money and this modern world we live in and how we tackle it so we can get to financial independence. So until next time, I will see you then. Bye-bye.